NFL.
First game of the year played in London.
Yes. Vikings, bro. I've been on the Vikings for a few weeks now.
You have.
It was like the Niners game. What was that, week 2, week 3?
Yeah.
But the Vikings are for real, man.
I know. And the cool thing is obviously everyone's been talking about Sam Darnold and how he's been able to throw it all over the yard. But this is the week, like they came out and they scored fairly quickly and went up on the Jets big time. But after that, the offense was kind of non-existent. The Jets really started to figure themselves out. That defense is unreal. Right? And Baldy, you ever watch his clips? He's always breaking down offensive line clips. He showed the New York Jets doing a basic open side inside zone play. And there's a Baker blitz, which for those of you listening, Baker is when the linebacker will go through the B gap. You hear Baker, I believe it's Axe for A gap.
Yeah, they'll change up wordings, but if it starts with the B, you're going through.
So basically what happens in that situation is the 2 D tackles will slant away from the blitz, and just watching the Jets offensive line do a horrible job of picking that up. The left guard buries his face into the defensive tackle and doesn't get out of it, and then they just get a TFL. The Minnesota Vikings are playing on all cylinders right now. They are crushing.
In that pick 6.
Impressive.
Right? Just dropping out last second. Now, going into that too, like Flores, I think he's only played against Aaron once, and he's 0-1 against Aaron, but he's always got something dialed up, man.
Right. And Aaron, obviously when you're watching the TV copy, you hear the commentators are talking, hey, Aaron, he's going to be 41 in a couple of months. Like, this is kind of what he is now. He can't get away as much as possible. He rolls his ankle during the game. And so it's like.
And when you have bad O-line play, man.
Bad O-line play is terrible. O-line coach.
That's Keith?
Still
Keith Carter.
I know. My Twitter's kind of, I got some people commenting. We don't have to go any further than what Taylor Lewan has said already.
Yeah, like it's been out there for quite a minute.
And the players.
Yeah, and you're missing like your best. I mean, I don't know the roster from top to bottom, but arguably your best whole lineman, Morgan Moses, he's been out.
Yeah, Tyron Smith is their left tackle.
Aged, long in the tooth.
Yeah, has a history of injuries, but still like a Hall of Fame tackle. They just got to figure out a way to just block as a unit. It's always just one guy. And that one clip I talked about with Baldy, it's like this: the left guard needs to know when you're singling to that backer that runs through the B gap. Once you see the defense tackle, you need to plant off that right leg and know that something's coming. Something is coming that you're gonna have to block. So it's a reaction thing. You can't be burying your face in blocks like that.
I love when you talk O-line to me, dude.
You like that?
Yeah, and I love the Baldy breakdowns. Like the Baldy breakdowns it's where you want to close the curtains, get out the lotion,
and just get excited about inside
because
ball.
He just loves football.
I know. And the thing too is like the play he was showing, it's like the most basic. It's you run that play in high school. Mm-hmm. There's not motions. There's not a bunch of gadgets going on around it. It's truly like, it literally would be called 14 Wanda or 15 Wanda. It's a left side play. It's open side. You have your basic blocking schemes. You can only run it versus certain numbers. You have the box. You have the look. The safeties are far away. You don't have too many guys. It's a count game. And so center and guard are going to go with that front side backer. And then they had a 2-eye and then a head up 6 technique on the tight end, or I'm sorry, a 5 technique.
And when Taylor's talking 2-eye, you're talking inside shade of the guard, inside shade of the tackle.
So in that situation, the hard block is for the tackle on the opposite side, the right tackle, because he's in a C block to the other backer who's not blitzing. Once he sees that defensive end go away, he now needs to find himself into the B gap to help the guard to get up to that linebacker. So it's a reaction game. And sometimes people love speed off the ball. People love like a low pad level and all those things with offensive line. But in those type of situations, like you need to have a reaction step and then figure out where you're going and then put some power behind it. But it's just, they're burying their face. It feels like you're just grabbing the soap a little too hard, grabbing the bird a little too hard. You're going to kill the bird. Yeah. So it's interesting. That is not the blitz. I
love how you brought up scrape exchange though.
Yeah. Scrape exchange, which is also a that's a nice basic blitz to stop the run.
Look at him trying to find.
Yeah, I mean that is essentially the play. No, it's not the play, because that's a 3-4. So it's different, but it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, long story short,
Vikings look great.
Vikings look good. Vikings look good,
contender.
and Jets are having a hard time with their blocking concepts on simple things, which is tough. And I don't blame the players.
It doesn't look good for the Jets this season.
Dude, quick, Stephon Gilmore, he had that pick at the end of the game. He's had an interception on Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning.
I mean,
34 years old.
Stephon Gilmore
That's awesome.
One of the best corners to do it.
I feel like he's kind of like gone away a little bit too. Like he had,
yeah, because he was like
yeah,
Panthers, Cowboys,
kind
now
of jumping
Vikings,
all over the place because he had
he was a defensive player of the year
for the Colts, right?
for the Patriots.
For the Patriots, right? Then he went to the Colts from there.
Yeah.
Then he was the Panthers. Then it was all over the place.
Yeah.
So he had a couple of years in hiding, and now he's still showing up, showing that he's him. I love that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Could you imagine?
Another contender in the NFC, the Commanders, bro.
Bro, you called it.
They look good.
When are they
going to
figure? When are they going to figure out Jaden Daniels?
I mean, yeah, defense played a good game. Now, if you bring up their schedule, they haven't like played anybody that tough yet, so it'll be interesting.
League, man.
I know
it's
it
the
is,
league.
yeah. But all I was going to say to that is, even when you're playing these teams now, Bengals arguably in the dumps, the Browns
with Burrow throwing 5 touchdowns.
I know.
And they're 1-4.
But I'm saying at that time where they kind of squeaked out a win at Cincy, and then they go and demolish the Cardinals. They demolish the Browns. Like, they're handling teams that are perceived to be not that good this year. They're handling their business. So even if you want to chalk it up to, hey, they kind of have a weak schedule right now, which again, it is the National Football League. Anything can happen. But man, you got a rookie quarterback that's dialed in like that and firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
You're kind of, the question I guess is like, when's he going to hit the rookie wall? Because he's having like a career year in his first year in the league.
It's crazy.
It really is.
Yeah.
And everybody in the district right now I know is fired the fuck up. Massive game this weekend against the Ravens. The Ravens had a dicey one against the Bengals over the weekend. Joe Burrow, he threw for five tutties.
Bro, we got to get
Or Lamar. I mean, Lamar, you saw that play at the end of the game with Lamar where he's escaping and threw that tutty?
He should have lost in the game.
I know that. Yeah. That fumble that he had.
What play is this? Can I see that play?
Which one? The fumble?
Yeah.
They were in OT, and they were. I always say driving. They had the ball. They're driving, and Lamar has a mistake, fumbles the ball. Bengals get it in Ravens territory. They can't really move it. They're trying to run the ball a little bit. They miss a field goal.
Bad snap.
Yeah, bad snap. Miss a field goal. This one right here. Bad snap to Lamar. Lamar ends up fumbling it. Just brutal. Yeah, my fault. Bad exchange. He kind of takes his eyes to the defense right before, for whatever reason, loses focus, drops the ball. Bengals get it in enemy territory. It's like, it almost seems like McPherson, like he's going to be able to knock this one in, no problem. They have a bad center holder exchange for the field goal. Mm-hmm. They miss the field goal, and freaking Derek busts off. How long was that run? Like a 57-yarder, bro.
Still got it, man.
Yeah.
Still fucking got it.
The King got 100
10,000 yards.
10,000 yards and
a round of applause for Derrick Henry.
10,000 yards and 100 touchdowns. Like, I want to say he's 7th on the all-time list right now. In 125 games. Like, he's a legend, bro.
Yeah, he's a legend.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
He was before the season started.
Yeah. But now you kind of cement it, like when you're hitting the things like the milestones, like 10,000 yards, 100 touchdowns, and he's looking the way he does with these big runs and kind of pulling away from guys.
Yeah,
it's cool to see. It's awesome to see Derek having success with the Ravens.
It is, man, and you just want him to just keep it going for as long as possible. Can he get 11,000? How many guys have 11,000 yards?
Probably like 4 or 5.
Two people. Okay, 4 or 5. Okay, Sherman is now switched up to 4 or 5. It's just awesome to see, man, and to see his success. I did not think it would come this quick.
Yeah.
With the Ravens, I thought they were gonna have a more difficult time figuring out a way for him to.
There's 21 guys with 11,000.
Okay, there's 21 guys with 11,000 yards.
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Did you see Stephon Diggs give the side eye to Josh Allen after the game?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know. Freeze frame.
There's a part of me too that thinks people are really looking into it. I think they don't have like the greatest relationship, and they just kind of congratulated each other after the game, and somebody just got that still shot of him kind of coming out of it.
Yeah. It's still fun to look at.
It's still
fun to break down a little bit.
Yeah. It's still fun to live in that world that he's like pissed off that he just had to dap him up. Like, all right, bitch.
all right, bitch. I feel like
game.
Josh has handled it well. You see the press conferences, and there's a couple things they took quotes and they kind of ran with it a little too much. Last possession.
I was bouncing back between that game was going on. You had the Colts game going on. That one was close.
Josh's stat line was insanely bad. It was like 9 for 30.
Yikes.
He got knocked out and got put back.
He got knocked out and put back
that.
in the game. Someone was telling me that earlier, that he was like literally stiff on the ground for a second.
He's limp.
And they put him back in.
He hit some of the smelling salts and was like,
Yeah, you get them salts
and you
out.
know Josh, like, if they put him back in, it's not because they're like, hey, you seem good to go. Go ahead and go back in. You know Josh is sitting there like, hey, I'm fucking fine. Like,
Right.
I'm going back in this
Just
game.
a Wyoming boy, dude. A kid that just all grit.
Yeah.
All grit.
Trying to bring farms back to life. Fighting for the agriculture
No
world.
doubt.
Yeah.
Fighting for it.
And yeah, that's one of those gray areas that people argue, like the team's got to save him from himself, and you'll hear all that. But ultimately, Josh was like, hey, I'm fine. I'm good to go. I'm passing all the tests. Like, get me back out in the game.
Nico, that bomb CJ Stroud had to Nico Collins, man. CJ really has touch on the ball like that.
Yeah, CJ, yeah. I hated that Nico went out too with the hamstring injury. I got him on my fantasy team.
Really?
Yeah.
How's your fantasy team? Sounds like it's in a blender right now.
It was. I've popped out a couple wins now. I just beat the shit out of Coop in our fantasy league.
Nice.
Did we ever come up with a punishment?
No.
I'm 4-1. I'm willing to do whatever punishment y'all want.
That's the problem. Like, once the season gets going, the losers like myself, I'm thinking like,
I thought it was dye your hair blonde.
I'll dye my fucking hair blonde. I know this, I'm not gonna get last. I've been trying to work the waiver wire.
Hey, Loki, I feel like it would take like 4 guys to also do it with me just to dye my hair blonde.
You've been wanting to dye your hair blonde for a while.
I've always kind of wanted to dye my hair, but never have done it.
You like made like a brochure or a book of blonde hairstyles, right? That you did?
No.
You and Miss Tana?
No. Oh, Miss Tana probably did. Because I was telling her that silver look is kind of cool. But then she was telling me all the process. Miss Tana, my mother-in-law, she did hair. She's like a salonista.
Salonista?
Salonista.
I'll dye my fucking hair
Somebody who used to have their hair dyed blonde, Max Crosby. You saw what he was saying to Bo Nix? Yeah.
No.
Bro, Bo Nix was calling something at the...
I saw that clip.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not talking loud enough.
He's like, speak up, Bo. They don't know shit. And then Bo Nix and Sean Payton had a little...
Oh, he did dye his hair.
Low-key, I'm
not bad.
Yeah.
He's way too pale to go blonde like that.
Yeah.
Max is way too pale to go blonde like that. I love Max.
Love him to death.
When is it time for Joe Burrow to get rid of the blonde?
He's balling though.
He's kind of
playing on.
He's kind of cut his hair.
I thought you said he's balding. I was like, oh shit, for real?
He's kind of cut it up. It's not like he's all blonde. He's kind of trimmed it. Like we got the NSYNC Justin Timberlake look up right now. I used to rock that look back in middle school. The blonde tips up top. Yeah, frosted tips up top.
Boys?
Oh yeah.
I had that in elementary school. My mom always had me with the Caesar cut and the frosted tips at the front.
Yeah, get out the spread it around on the old hair.
You put the little thing on, then you pull your hair through.
Yeah.
No shit.
About 30, 45 minutes. Then I'll be
hey,
blonde
I wish
up top.
that was real.
Cornrows, like I'd never be able to pull that off.
What you talking about? Yes, you could.
No, bro.
Right there.
You did it.
Yeah, that looks insane. I used to rock the cornrows on like 2K when I create a player.